Today I want to talk about the 1200X. How do we use it on set? How does it look like in our frames? So you can make an educated decision on whether or not the 1200X is a good buy for you. One of the first things, and most importantly, the way that I use the 1200X is it is the sun. It basically replaces the sun. Pushing light through a window, using it for background, using it to basically backlight the entire room, an entire set. A lot of times that when I'm doing interviews, if there are windows outside, if there are places where I can put the 1200 outside of a window, outside and push light in, that's one of my favorite ways to do it. We used it for a testimonial interview and we shone it straight through the back, right behind the person, and it was like a little bit further up the window was, and it was raking down, and it was able to edge her and also just hit so many different places in the scene. And also it just raked light on the background or on the floor too, and it just created this beautiful golden hour look of just sun pouring through. There was one scenario where we were actually doing an interview in a truck shop. The 1200X was able to just rain in, nice warm light and just, create that contrast on the ground and just be able to edge our subject. Just having one light that can do that is just absolutely amazing. Another way that we use the 1200X is a key light. Sometimes when you are lighting a space and you need to balance for really bright windows. The last time that we used the 1200X as a key light was actually at Parks Automotive Group's Lake Norman dealership. So we used the actual showroom floor, which was huge, it was wide. The 1200X came in and was able to help us balance out the brightness of that window behind them really nice and evenly to the rest of the room. I've had instances where we were in a room and we were filming kids and we were able to take the 1200X and we were able to take a bounce it, and basically key from that window all the way through the room, and the results were beautiful. If you light the whole space, you get to film however you want in any different way. You can shoot it one way, you can shoot it left, right. You don't have to worry about looking and seeing other lights in your frame or anything like that. And I will do that all day long, and it saves me time. The quality of white light that the 1200X produces is beautiful, and you don't really notice it until you actually put it next to another light. And I don't mean to talk down on other lights or other brands, but if you were to put my Forza 500 next to the 1200X and you were to put them at the same percentage, same Kelvin, same percentage of brightness, and you were to shine that light onto two different subjects, you would absolutely see a difference, and you would 100% pick the 1200X's quality and look of light over the 500 every single day. There was a testimonial that we were filming and we used the 1200X, we put it outside a window, raked sunlight in, and that was our main key source, so to speak, because it was coming through the window and it was bouncing off the ground, and you could see that it was, pushing light in on our talents' faces, and it was a bunch of kids. There were a family on the ground, they were messing around with stuff. We used the 500 to kind of throw a slash of light or like just put some texture on the background. That was the first time I ever saw my 500 next to the 1200 as far as the quality of light, and you could absolutely see that there was a more magenta shift with the quality of light in that Kelvin range of like 2700 to 3000 versus the quality of light that the 1200 was producing really truly looked like sunlight. Now if the 1200 was taken away and you were to use the 500, okay, you may not really notice it that much, but when you have them side by side, it is a noticeable difference. Now when you have had a long day, when you're on a site like we were for Chris Mueller and we were filming his masterclass, that's a 12+ hour day of picking the 1200 up, moving it, setting it up, setting it down, hauling this thing in and out of a truck, up and down stairs or whatever, especially if you don't have a cart. Even with having help, that gets tiring. That's gonna be something to really think about and consider if you're looking at this light. 1200X is very durable. We were filming an ad for a clothing brand. The location had a big window above, behind our talent, and I wanted to push the 1200X light through that window and create sunlight coming through that window. The problem was that the combo stand that I was using was not tall enough, so we had to back up one of the trucks to it that had an open truck bed, put the combo stand in there, then lift the 1200X to get it high enough to push through the window. We had it sandbagged, everything was there, it was secure, it was good to go, like there was nothing wrong with it. By the time it was the last seen, it was about 11 o'clock, almost 12 o'clock at night. The owner of the property looked over and saw a van that wasn't supposed to be coming down our driveway. He went around and started looking for these people. The guy forgot that the 1200X was on top of the truck. He gets in the truck, cranks it up, and drives off without even looking in the back of it. He didn't even think about it. He just blanked out. It was dark. He ran up, got in the truck, and just started pulling off without even realizing the 1200X was on there. 1200X fell all the way down. I mean, you're talking like 13, 14, maybe even 15 feet at this point. Landed on the reflector dish and got drug on the ground for like 5 feet. Even with that, the biggest thing that got hurt was the reflector dish because it took the whole impact. It was crushed. And then also on top of that, we've got the combo stand, which was bent a little bit. The light housing itself, the head, was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with the yoke. There was nothing wrong with the light itself. The locking mechanism on the 1200X, where you can lock your Bowens mount, it is so sturdy and so strong. Like nothing was wrong with it, nothing was bent. It was literally just the reflector dish that I had to replace. And so like that was one of the most impressive things that I've seen from an Aputure light, being able to take a fall from 15 feet and be completely fine other than the reflector dish. I think when it comes to the 1200X, I think whether you're a one-man band, whether you're a production company, there's a lot of different use cases for this light. And I think for us, it was one of the best investments we've made into a really nice, high quality, expensive light. It instantly leveled up our production quality. Yes, it is an expensive light. $3,000 is a lot of money for a light, but when you look at what it can do for you, when you look at the flexibility of it, the quality of it, the IP65 weatherproof, and I think that, you know, a lot of people are okay with spending $3,000 on a lens, but then not have the lighting to support how nice that lens is. I think in terms of lighting, I think lighting is the best investment that you can make as a cinematographer, videographer, production company. For us, the 1200X is a no-brainer and we love it, and we are excited for the next one that we purchase, and which will be in the near future.